Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw two men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So you might still have had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
I'm sure that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti. You came to know him from your sharing a past prison sentence. Am I correct, Mr. Chapman?
Oh, God. You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Would you tell me a little about Brian Vercotti?
We were convicted for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities. During that year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vercotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I Heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
Ach hey. Ja, jetzt ist natürlich die Frage... Für das brutale Verbrechen, das Lene Hafmann vermutlich begangen hat, könnte es ein persönliches Motiv geben. Ich bin mir tatsächlich noch nicht so sicher, weil wir hatten ja den Zettel gefunden, ne? Die Person, die Leighton Chapman in seiner Aussage beschreibt, entstammt seiner eigenen Fantasie, um von seiner eigenen Schuld abzulenken. Doppelmord. Nee. Also. Glaube ich fast nicht. Also ich glaube nicht, dass das ein persönliches Motiv war. Raubmord? Konnte Unterschiede zwischen den 2 Schüssen hören, weil in Wahrheit 3 Schüsse abgefeuert wurden. Zuerst ein einzelner und direkt danach 2 gleichzeitige Schüsse. Nee. Nee. Möglicherweise kam es in der Hafen zwischen Kenneth Butler und zu einem Schusswechsel. Untersuchen Sie die Leichen und stellen Sie den Schusswechsel nach. Ich glaube daran nicht. Sind die Leichen hier? Oder sind die noch? Wie liegt denn hier? Ich glaube, das ist er nicht. Oder liegen die noch an der Half Moon Street? Nee. Nee. Also ich glaube nicht, dass das so einfach ist. Und ich glaube auch nicht, dass das ein persönliches Motiv war. Sonst hätten wir, glaube ich, die Zettel nicht gefunden. Wo muss ich lang da? So.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
He ain't killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
So, sorry. Ich muss eben gerade mal mein Ladekabel vorziehen. So, wir gucken uns einmal die Leichen nochmal genauer an. Schützen auswählen. Oh.
I am unable to see any higher. I need to find something to lift my lamp.
Wo war die... Hier. Den brauche ich. Da kann ich meine Lampe jetzt höher hängen.
This should be useful.
Ja, ich weiß. Pass auf. Mal kurz über die Leiche drüber latschen hier.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
Aber die muss ich doch irgendwie... Oh, okay. Oh, ist das duster.
This is most definitely a bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh. Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Also ein dritter Schuss. Dritter Schuss, 2 Opfer. Sind bei einem Schusswechsel ums Leben gekommen. Sie hatten beide je einen Revolver. Eine der Waffen konnte nicht gefunden werden. Aber dann stimmt das mit dem Fantasiemann hier noch nicht. Raubmord, aber dann ist ja immer noch Ette. Der Motiv oder Diebstahl von antiken und kostbaren Schmuckstücken. Aber das wusste er doch gar nicht. So. Gut. Also weiter bin ich jetzt aber auch noch nicht. So, dann haben wir hier die Laytons Aussage. Verschwundener Mann. Chapmans Aussage bei dem verschwundenen Mann im Jackett in der Half Moon Street erscheint jetzt nachvollziehbar. 3 Schüsse am Tatort beweisen, dass es eine zweite Waffe geben muss, die jedoch fehlt. Okay. Genaues Absuchen mit der Lampe nachstellen. Constable Marrow und finden Sie heraus, ob sich unmittelbar nach der Tat jemand in den Schatten... Okay.
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood.
Oh, jetzt sind wir der Constable. Super.
I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Mhm.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
Wenn sich zur Tatzeit eine weitere Person am Tatort befand, dann konnte sie weder nach vorne noch hinten in der Straße fliehen, sondern nur nach oben. Wir wollen das Ganze nachstellen. Imitieren Sie das Feuerwerk, wie es Layton beschrieben hat, und klettern Sie die Wand hoch. Ach, du ahnst es nicht. Okay, das heißt, ich muss jetzt nochmal zurück zum Pfandhaus. Muss die Kletterausrüstung und die Schießpistole holen. Schießpistole, Leuchtfeuerpistole, so rum. Und dann muss ich es nochmal nachstellen. Entschuldigung. So, einmal das Regal, dann nehmen wir die
These
mit.
tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Mhm. Und, um das Feuerwerk nachzustellen, die Leuchtpistole.
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
So, genau, verwenden. Und das müssen wir auch verwenden, ne? Steigeisen und eine Kletteraxt. Die Grundausrüstung für jede Klettertour, so rum, Entschuldigung. So, jetzt gehen wir wieder zurück zur Half Moon Street. Oh, das war auch ein Hin und Her. Die auch gleich mitnehmen können, wa? So, dann kann es ja theoretisch nur hier sein, genau.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
So, also, hier hat es stattgefunden. Ich würde gern klettern.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can.
Ooh.
The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow.
Na gut, dann würde ich mal sagen, ist er hier.
This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
Hm. Oh.
I can barely see anything.
War ich jetzt schon wieder DV? Oh, sag mal.
Holmes? Are you there?
I should try climbing faster.
Ja. Stuppi-Puppi.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there? Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.